I've talked before about a Second Reformation, and this article says, well, what might this look like? Now, let's not kid ourselves. A Second Reformation would take a massive work of God. It's something we can't conjure up or imagine in our own strength. However, were such a thing to happen, then I think there's some practical ramifications. One of which would be the church would have to re-engage with the doctrine of holiness. This is really important because it's clear that in the last days, when the world has become incredibly materialistic, the Bible teaches we must live holy lives. And that makes sense because without holiness, no one can see God. And it's very clear that without holiness, we will be subject to incredible temptations from a world that's very hedonistic, very pleasure-seeking, and very wealthy. The second suggestion I have, is slightly controversial, and I'm not entirely wedded to it, but I think some sort of liturgy may be needed from time to time. Some sort of public proclamation of what we believe. Particularly important when you have new believers who've come from a world that's so different in its thinking. They need to be reminded, what is it that as Christians we believe? And then we may need to engage the issue of creation, because it's so different to what the world believes. And also, very importantly, what we believe about sexual ethics. Again, so different to what the world believes. And it's important that new believers are aware of what it is the church believes to be true on these matters. And the third one is alongside modern Christian songs, which are really important to be singing, is relearning the older songs of the 18th and 19th century. Why? Well, because these were times when the church was very much wedded to holiness. And I think those songs would really help reinforce our understanding of holiness. Also, the concept of the great doctrines of the Reformation are often very well articulated in these hymns. The doctrines of Scripture alone, justification by faith, and the priesthood of all believers. And I think the church would be well advised to relearn these songs. Well, these are some practical suggestions, but never forget, a Second Reformation is a work of God, not a work of our cleverness. But we ought to be able to facilitate it if it did happen. Thank you very much.